That's Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets Media. We're in Baltimore at the Army-Navy Media Day. I have a chance to talk to a senior captain from the defense. That is Kalib Fortner. Kalib, good to see you. First, this guy, we were just talking about it. Big win down in San Antonio on Saturday. Came from behind, a lot of big defensive plays. What did you take away from that game?
I took away that this team can finish. We've had times during our season that we've kind of failed to do so, and it's been unfortunate, but it's just the margin of error in college football. We've got a lot of wins that we should have had, but we lost by a touchdown or less. But it is what it is. What I took away from UTSA was, really positive. We were able to finish in the fourth quarter there. Like you said, we came down from 10-0 early in the first quarter, and we were very resilient on both sides of the football, and I'm just very proud of our brothers.
Very good. Well, you've certainly been in a couple of Army-Navy games. You had the big play at Foxborough 2 years ago. What do you come away from the Army-Navy games that you've played in that help you and your team for this year?
For me, I think it's just experience. There's a lot of guys on our starting roster right now that haven't played in this game yet, and they got to understand, it's just another football game. Emotions are going to be high, but Coach Mulkin says all the time, you can't win on emotions. So our guys just got to go out there and execute the fundamentals and assignment at their position, and play complementary football, and hopefully we'll like the result.
Very good. Tell us a little bit. Today's a big day for you and all of your classmates, seniors, that you'll go back for after practice. You'll have branch night, and you'll receive an envelope, and with it will be the assignment in the U.S. Army. What does that mean to you? What do you hope to have in your envelope?
I really hope I have infantry or field artillery in my envelope. It's just another step closer to graduation, and it's really awesome to look back at my time at the prep school and fast forward to where I am today. It's very special, and I'm very blessed, and I'm very thankful for it all.
Very good. And you got your brother here as wide receiver, Liam. What does it mean to be able to be with your brother on the team and go through this West Point experience?
I really don't think I can do it without him. I remember at the prep school, we were in different companies, but I'd see him in the defect there. I'm like, all right, he's still here, I can do it. He's still here, I can keep pushing. But it's just so special to have a blood brother beside you through all the ups and downs that West Point brings to you, and to have him in the locker room with me as well on the football team. It's so special. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life.
Well, that's great. Is there a moment from your West Point experience that really stands out? Something that you really are proud of?
It's got to be the Army-Navy game 2 years ago, but something I'm very proud of. More recently was just CLDT in our summer training. Now it's really hard stuff, and to do it with most of my teammates and kind of encourage them to keep going and drive on and not give up, because it was that first night in the field out of 4 nights. It poured on us, and guys were kind of down and vibes were down, but to be able to get them up and to keep going and finish CLDT and get into football training in the summer, that was a lot of fun.
Which year was that?
That was this year.
This year. So instead of you're being out maybe on a summer vacation or summer job, you're out in the field.
That's right.
Overnight in the pouring rain. That's something. That's what builds Army officers. It's great
Absolutely.
to see. What do you think about the Navy offense?
I think they're very good. They've done a lot of good stuff in the past 2 years in terms of just kind of evolutionize the triple option and gun option in particular. I think they get numbers and they get leverage on defenses really well, and they make really good adjustments in game as well. I think it's going to be really hard to stop these guys. They got playmakers on both sides of the ball, really, not just on offense. So it's going to be a tough game.
Well, final thought. It's a big deal. A lot of excitement, a lot of noise before the game starts. What do you think about when you run out on the field with a lot of noise, the helicopters flying overhead?
Yeah, it's a really awesome experience to run out there and look up and see the Chinooks and Apaches. But, again, it just comes down to the emotion behind it. You got to stay calm, cool, and collected in those games to be able to perform the way you need to hopefully secure victory. And
I always say it gets dark at halftime in the Army-Navy game, and you go out in the second half, it's dark out, and it's like all business, right?
It's all business.
Kalib Fortner, senior from the Army football team, co-captain. Great to see you. It's been wonderful to watch your career here at West Point. We got a couple of games left. Good to see you.
Thanks, sir.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
This is Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets.